Welcome to this program. We are with us Ms. LaTrease Garrison. She is a Chief Operating Officer of American Chemical Society. She is in India to catalyze a very major program called Faculty Leadership Summit, and they are organizing this program in association with INSA, Indian National Science Academy. She is here in India to kickstart this program on Faculty Leadership Summit. We are going to discuss with her about the world of chemistry and what the American Chemical Society is doing and what they are planning to do in India. Thank you for being with us in this show and welcome to India first.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
See, whenever we talk to a general public, chemistry evokes certain emotions.
Yes.
Right? I mean, if you look at the mid-20th century, physics, in particularly the atomic physics and particle physics, was evoking similar emotion of fear because of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Today, with global warming and people fearing, for example, a chemical in the food and so on and so forth,
Yes.
the word chemical itself is usually associated with something which is danger, which is not good. And you are from chemical society. So how do you look at this perception of common public, and then how do you see it?
So chemistry is an essential science. It's one of the areas that really helps the world to grow and to thrive. When you think about the chemical sciences and the impact that it has on our life as humans, is critically important. We at the American Chemical Society think about how do we communicate the value of chemistry and how do we get everyone to recognize that we need chemistry in the world. The fact that we're breathing and talking is involving chemistry. The elements, water, H2O, some of the simplest forms of everything that we consume as humans, chemistry is a part of it. So I think the other piece we have to consider is how chemistry is aiding in health, wellness, how chemistry is assisting us with our agricultural, our crops, and everything that we need on a day-to-day basis. So it's up to us as people within the industry to demonstrate the importance of chemistry and to give that positive message. And so, I'm hopeful that not only will we be doing that in the US, but as we spread our message across the world, our constituents here in India, in other parts of the world, Latin America, Africa, other parts of Asia, everyone is talking about the importance and the benefits of chemistry.
That's an interesting point. But let's get into some details. Like, see, if you look at the emergence of industrial chemistry around 1850s, you are addressing creating synthetic products and so on. With the questions of sustainability today, with the questions of global warming today, can we do chemistry the same way that we were doing earlier? Should we look afresh?
Yes, we need to think about new processes in our manufacturing, for example. When we look at sustainability as a topic within chemistry, what we're seeking to do is to really think about what are the core principles that students of today need to learn. The way chemistry was taught when you and I came about was quite different than how it's being taught now. Yeah. So we are spending time thinking about modules that can be incorporated into organic chemistry classes, general chemistry classes, and environmental science classes that can really help us to improve how chemistry is actually developed, how we evolve, and how we leverage chemistry within the chemical science enterprise. So it's not just about what happens within the academic space, but how also do our industrial companies think about their sustainable efforts and how do they bring sustainability into their manufacturing. So again, it's going to take a large community to do this and to bring about change. We're going to get there, but it's going to take some time.
That's very nice. That's very nice. So one of the key challenge, a global challenge in the 21st century, which I think we need to address in an emergency basis, is global warming.
Yes.
So the global warming includes pollution of air, water, and everything. So environmental chemistry becomes a very important aspect. So how do you look at it from ACS?
So we are indeed thinking about, how do we allow and help our members to talk about their science and their research. So as an organization, we're not the experts per se. Yeah. We are the conveners. And so how do we ensure that we have the right articles published in our journals? Mm-hmm. How do we ensure that at our scientific conferences that we're having that research presented? And so that will allow individuals to learn more about what's happening with global warming, what's happening with clean water, and how we can help to impact change. I will, think about one of the activities that we were engaged in several years ago was a clean water initiative where we were helping to send the clean water cleaning packets to Africa to help to provide clean water. So that it was called Pure. So that for me was a direct outcome of our organization working with an industrial partner to really help to address a critical need, which was clean water. And then as I think about some of the summits that we're having through our sustainability office, Zero Hunger is one, for example, and then having more on our education itself and how do we bring in the environmental aspects and the sustainability chemistry.
That's very interesting. See, if you look at the human body, something close to about 70,000, 80,000 proteins are being produced in different parts of our cell. I mean, daily, every second. It's also a chemistry process, right? A chemical process, a process by which new synthetic products are developed. But this happens at room temperature, really close to room temperature, without high pressure or the way, for example, the industrial chemistry today works. How about looking at chemistry of learning from nature?
So looking at it from a learning foundation, I believe was your question, it's going to mean that our employees that are coming in, our newer employees, will understand the new methodologies. They will also have a greater appreciation for new ways of bringing chemistry into the workplace. And then you're also going to have new faculty members who will now teach the next generation. So it's going to be an evolving cycle, but it is going to take us to get a few people ready and willing who are going to enter into the space of sustainability, and the future's going to look brighter. I think that's what's going to end up happening.
That's an interesting point. I mean, let's now move to the American Chemical Society per se. I mean, can you tell us something about why it was founded, when it was founded, what was its objective when the society was established?
Yes, so ACS was established in 1876. So we are coming up on a significant anniversary in 2026. It'll be 150 years for the organization. Our headquarters right now is in Washington, D.C. We also have an office in Columbus, Ohio. And we, of course, have an office here in India. And we have offices in a few other places around the world. So we are an organization that is really seeking to ensure that people have an appreciation for chemistry. We seek to provide our global membership with career services, professional advancement opportunities, and then also to give them a chance to come and to share chemistry with the community. So as an organization, chemists are able to come together to exchange their science, to talk about the latest, greatest inventions that they're doing, and to also just to really provide that networking opportunity. As you may know, it's important for individuals that are starting out, whether you're an undergraduate, graduate school, a postdoc, or just beginning your career, to be able to network. So at the American Chemical Society, we're able to do that, to really convene people and to talk about some of those world challenges. Sustainability is one of them. And so then we think about the United Nations developed the sustainability goals a few years ago. And so by 2030, they charge professional societies in different disciplines to think about how are we going to address them. So while there are 17 goals, we were able to identify about 5 or 6 where we're going to spend some time. Quality education is one of them.
So what are those 5 and 6, like which
you're asking me a lot to remember all of them. One is related to zero hunger. One is related to quality education, as I mentioned. There's one that references the economic background of everyone being able to have a fruitful life, if you will. So thinking about that one as well. And then I can't remember the other 2. But there are others. Yes, indeed. So, I think having a focus on those actually allows us to be a part of what's happening around the globe as we think about how do we make the world a better place and as we consider the future.
See, if you look at the tagline of American Chemical Society, it's chemistry for life.
Yes.
So, what do you mean by that? I mean, what do you want to tell the world by that?
We want everyone to be a chemist. So our vision statement is improving all people's lives, the transforming power of chemistry. And that is indeed, it's a lofty statement. It's a big goal, it's a big vision for us to have. But it does give us the opportunity to think about how do we improve human life? How do we ensure that chemistry is a part of what everyone does, what everyone sees, what everyone is learning? So when we think about many of our educational programs, of which the summit that we're doing here, the Faculty Leadership Summit, that's just an example of how we begin to help individuals to understand from an educational perspective the importance of chemistry, to make sure that professors are adequately prepared to be in the classroom, how they can help students think about the aspects of chemical safety. And that's another big piece that we have to consider. You talked about, some of the challenges with chemistry. So safety is one of them, not just in the laboratory setting, but also people's personal safety when they're working within the lab space, and especially around this age with diversity, equity, and inclusion. So as an organization, we have several core values that we embrace, and one of those is safety, and one also is diversity. And then there's the professionalism aspect as well. So, ACS, as we continue to grow and expand, as we expand our global footprint, we're looking forward to continuing to work with our team here in India to help us to do that.
So you said that ACS, American Chemical Society, is going to be almost 150 years in 1 or 2 years now.
Yes.
What do you think are some of the major contribution of ACS to the society, whether in America or the global world?
When I think about the things that we provide from a professional development standpoint, it's really helping chemical scientists to be prepared for their careers. We have programs whereby if someone loses their job, they can get career consulting work. And that's here in India as well. We've been able to train some of our career consultants to think about careers from a global perspective. So if someone is a member, and that's the key, you must be a member of the organization, you can take advantage of these opportunities that can really help you to build and to grow. I would also say that our ability to bring our researchers into various places to be able to share their science, to share that cutting edge research is also very important. And then when you think about the journals that we publish, we have some of our editors are based here in India, but our journals also gives people, that science on paper. You can still read on paper. Everything doesn't have to be digital, but it still gives individuals that touch, that feel of chemistry, and the ability to be able to consume that knowledge and then to leverage that within their workplace.
That's very interesting. Fetch Deming is the buzzword today. Okay. So how is it connected with this faculty summit that you are planning here?
It's really thinking about the new generation of professors, those who are just entering into the professorship, those who have been recently trained as a graduate student or postdoc and are now ready to be into the classroom. So giving those young individuals the opportunity to receive some additional professional development training is essentially what we're seeking to do with the Faculty Leadership Summit. It provides an outlet, if you will, for them to practice their skills in a safe environment and to learn from others.
So you were mentioning about offices of ACS, American Chemical Society, in US, which is not surprising, but you also mentioned that you have office in India.
Yes.
So why India?
So India is a hub. It's a hub of innovation. It's a great place for science and research. There's many prestigious universities located here. And then the Indian Academy supports science, supports chemistry. So our ability to partner with organizations such as INSA is very important, and it gives us the ability to grow and to thrive. And then also when you think about the ease of getting into India, it's one of those hubs, pretty much every airline comes here, so it makes it very easy for us to come. And then the level of expertise within the country from a scientific perspective gives us what we need to be able to grow and to develop. And as I think about the team that works here, their ability to be creative and innovative, to think about how do we better service our members, gives us a great opportunity and a great advantage. So we're definitely looking forward to expand.
So you have roughly about 170,000 members world over. How many of them are in India?
Yes, so in India, let me explain to you our membership. So we have a couple of ways in which a person can affiliate with an organization. So they can join as a member and actually pay annual dues, and that gives them access to a plethora of benefits. Then the other option is they can become what's called a community associate. And so a community associate is an individual, and I like to say, becoming a community associate gives you just a taste of what ACS offers. And hopefully as you experience the organization, you'll then want to become a full member. So we're looking right now at over 173,000 people within our global community. So that consists of individuals who are paid members and those who are community associates. Here in India, we have about 1,200 paid members, which is an outstanding number, and then we have about 14,000 community associates.
That's a really a big number, and quite clear that why you need an office in India.
Indeed. There's also chapters here too, so we have chapters in the country as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So now coming to your India focus, you have established recently an office in India, so which means that you have some big plans for India. What is it that you are looking at doing in India with chemistry and chemist?
Yes, so our operations have been here in India for about 10 years now. And it's grown, it's evolved over time. It's a combination of our society programs units, which pretty much are our programmatic opportunities for our members, our outreach, our education initiatives, and the like. We also have a publications team here in India. And then our CAS team is also located in India as well. So as we look at our organization, there are three big pillars. And as we continue to evolve, the society program space is the primary unit that sits under my office, within my office. And so with that, we really want to think about member engagement. How do we engage chemists across the world? And how do we think about them from a regional perspective and what their needs might be? And how is it different depending on where an individual is located? So in the U.S., we do focus primarily on our U.S. members, but we recognize that we are a global society. So we're serving chemists all around the world. So being here in India, our team can help us to think about, of course, the services, programs, and products we provide here in India, helping us to think about our strategy for the African nations, helping us to think about the Middle East, and also moving into Latin America. Now, we do have some staff currently in Latin America from our publications team and our CAS team, so now we want to build up our society team as well. So India just provided us with the right space. There are fewer language barriers as well, so it gives us the opportunity to work in a cohesive and strategic manner.
So now you're come here specifically to catalyze and kickstart this faculty leadership summit.
Yes.
So what is this faculty leadership summit, and how do you think that's going to help the chemistry community in India, particularly people who are member of ACS?
Yes. So we have been conducting faculty leadership summits in the U.S. for a few years. And typically what we would do is we would look to have faculty members who are between the 1 and 5 year time frame in terms of being a faculty. So your assistant professors, maybe your associate professors, but those before they become full professors. We recognize that when many students come out of graduate school or finish their postdoc, they have some teaching experience. But there are other things that we can help to provide to help them to develop as leaders in the classroom. Because when you think about a faculty member, an individual is not only helping the students to learn chemistry, they're teaching them about being a person. They're teaching them about how to be a professional. So we feel at the American Chemical Society that we can help individuals to grow professionally, providing them with leadership skills, helping them to think about how do you mentor a student that's in your class. How do you talk about chemical safety? How do you ensure that the labs are productive, that the content that you're teaching is really going to resonate with the students? So it's hoped that our Faculty Leadership Summit here in India will be producing leaders in the classroom. And so by our providing this opportunity for these individuals to come together, not only are they learning from us, but they're learning from each other. They are building their network, and when they leave, they're going to have people they can call, they can text and say, hey, this is what's happening in my class. Can you help me? What's happening in yours? So it's building a network and it's building a community around being a faculty member, because faculty are indeed some of the most important individuals. Teachers, faculty, anyone who's training the next group or the future generation is critically important. So if we can provide skills to help those individuals to be even better than what they already are, we're really excited to be able to do that here in India.
So thank you for being with us, and it was a very wonderful conversation. I think we have meandered around the various topics, from public perception of chemistry to what the American Chemical Society is and what you are planning in India, particularly with this leadership summit that you are kickstarting here now. Your concluding remarks.
Yes, we are indeed pleased and happy to be here in India and working with our membership here in India, working with our staff team here in India, and really thinking about how do we continue to advance the chemical sciences. Collaboratively, it can happen. Working with organizations such as INSA is a great way for us to grow as an organization and a great way for us to demonstrate the true value of chemistry and the chemical sciences. I thank you for having me on this show. It's been indeed a pleasure talking with you today. And I hope everyone does recognize that chemistry is the essential science.
Yeah, with that, thank you. Thank you very much.